America, home of the American dream, and fuck you pay me. Now this is going to be a more off-the-cuff video, but it really does aggravate me, and it needs to be said, because these people have gone unchecked for decades. And as you read from the title, marketers, the scum of the earth, the people who don't understand anything yet somehow control half of the fucking world. Don't believe me? Ever wonder why you stopped drinking tap water? Marketing. Them fucks got you by the balls to tell you what you think, what you need, what you want, what your goals are. It's all marketers. Over the years, there seems to be a major disconnect between television and the internet. This global behemoth now is controlling how we consume media and content, and yet these people over here who have such a minute market share, who will eventually die off, who will become irrelevant, are somehow making so much more money than anybody else could ever imagine. I mean, Fortnite Friday and Fortnite tournaments get more viewership than basketball games. One of the most globally recognized sports. Football, baseball, soccer, whatever you name it, is getting more views than that. And these aren't small events. We're talking about tens of millions of viewers watching these tournaments, these pro events. And yet these players are making pretty pennies compared to what an athlete makes, while bringing in more eyeballs. I mean, seriously, look at every pro player. You think they make their money from doing tournaments? They make their money from being an entertainer, being so good that you just want to donate to them. And yet, they're going to make not even 10% of what a pro athlete makes. I mean, H3H3 makes $68,000 for each episode of his garbage podcast, and he still doesn't even come close to this goddamn number here. But now that we get numbers out of the way, I have one significant problem, and that's just the marketers themselves. Like, there's a difference between a marketer and an advertiser. A marketer is somebody who creates the campaigns and fully goes out to enact them, and those are the worst people I can think of. Because the marketers just seem to have gotten this level of arrogance from the last 60 to 70 years of marketing that they just think, okay, if this isn't going to work, just keep throwing money at it. The marketers are going to beat you into submission, whether you be a creator, a website, a platform, anything. Marketers are going to beat you until you submit to what they want. Because at the end of the day, they control the money. I mean, just think of the apocalypse. What YouTube did and all this demonetization crap is all because marketers decided what they wanted YouTube to do. And I don't entirely fault YouTube for that decision. Let's just be honest. It's kind of hard to operate a business when you have $0 to your name. And now there's a bit of a disparity between advertisers, marketers, and creators. And that just simply boils down to due diligence. And that is that two parties here are not willing to do any work to actually make what they do successful. Because they control all the money. They control what you see, so it doesn't matter. They don't have to do their work. That's up to this one to do the work. Because marketers and advertisers and businesses can't just throw their money at the wall and get what they want, they're going to go for the platform, the source, and then make the creators bend over backwards to do what YouTube needs to do, because that's how they're taking their main source of revenue. So you see an advertisement when you watch a show. You don't inherently think, oh, well, that show's being directly sponsored by that advertisement. No. There's just advertisements in between the commercial breaks in the show. The show has no relevance. Meanwhile, creators have their names tied into those advertisements in their videos, to their likeness. But those pre-roll ads, those little annoying ones, like, those have no association with YouTubers. That's why you keep seeing those crappy anti-gay commercials run on YouTube, which YouTube doesn't seem to do anything about. Those are okay, apparently. So now marketers are trying to buy out the internet. They want to throw as much money as they can to get you to see their crappy products in front of your videos. But because they don't understand anything, they expect the creators to be the risk takers and say, okay, well, we don't know what we're doing, so we're going to pay you $50 to do the work for us. Meanwhile, television's getting like a $100,000 budget to throw a 20-second ad on some garbage. But they want these creators to bend over backwards. Like, oh, we expect a minute-long ad read. We expect you to make 14 tweets about this in a month. We want you to put this in the beginning of every one of your videos, and we'll give you $100. What? Like, podcasting is the only real way that you can make a decent buck in this market, and that's partially due to celebrities kind of flooding the market. So the advertisers kind of understand that podcasting requires a bigger dollar, but you YouTubers can fuck right off. So now we're starting to see a little bit of a shift in the market. Like the television advertisements are kind of going away because people realize that, the eyeballs and the young people are really going on the internet now. So televisions is going to go the way of the dodo and now they're pissed off with bogus Twitter threads like this one that they can't basically just buy out an influencer and say you're gonna promote my radiation poison, right? You're gonna take my pills, you're gonna take my fat loss pills, and you're gonna sell it for like $200, right? No? What do you mean no? It's this level of cockiness that just basically says we don't know what we're doing here. We're gonna pay you pennies, but we're gonna spend millions to get these shitty pre-roll ads instead of doing the most effective grassroots campaigning ever. I'm not joking. You give me $100,000 and 2 social media marketers, I will make your company $10 million. Because when's the last time you've seen a good advertisement that actually connected with you and me? Because I got a great example, and all they had to do was hire one fucking social media intern. That's it. Why do I know about Long John Silver? Because they just knew how to fuck with people on Twitter. So they effectively created a multi-million-dollar marketing effort by just hiring a person who can throw some sass. But that's irrelevant. But pretty much we see amazing creators like Shane Dawson who they have to grovel and beg and pray to the gods that they can get a single advertiser on a video. Meanwhile, YouTube will do everything in their power to fuck him over and make sure that he doesn't get paid, so it all goes into YouTube's pocket. So when you try to seek sponsorships, you get one of 2 companies. You get either company A, which kind of knows the audience, kind of knows the social media game, they kind of get an idea of it, but they undervalue you. Like, they can't fully trust you, so we'll do a little bit of test the water stuff. So you basically have to take a pay cut in order to get future work and to basically say to other advertisers that, no, I worked with this company and I got them this amount of money, so obviously you should give me more money for my next advertisements. But as any marketer advertiser will tell you, why would we pay you more if this is what we had originally? These people love crap like that. They love to basically say that, oh, you took that much money then? Well, why wouldn't you take it again? Are you getting greedy? And there's this other section of advertisers, your Cokes, your Pepsis, your McDonald's, that they don't understand it. They don't know what they're doing. They literally just say, put enough money into it until it's no longer a problem. Like Coke and Pepsi pull all their ads from YouTube, and basically YouTube opens its asshole and says, no, come back in, please, we need you back. Meanwhile, if I was a smart column A business, I would go, oh shit, they're all leaving? I can pay pennies on the dollar to get millions of views on my ads. Like, what was YouTube thinking? That was prime real estate time to say, okay, well, we're not going to rely on these big corporations anymore. We're going to start getting some more fan funding. Oh yeah, that's why they added YouTube Red. And we can start getting some other companies to get their eyeballs on this place. Because people still don't trust online advertisement. They don't know anything about it. They don't understand it. You have these 70-year-old people running businesses that are like, what's an internet? And you guys think I'm fucking around. McDonald's is so out of the loop with advertisement, they have no idea what they're doing anymore. They're literally just saying, we have 70-year-old marketers and 80-year-old executives, somebody make an idea up. And the most recent idea for McDonald's is, we're removing preservatives from our food. Where's the applause? Quick side note, you know what that means? You're going to be paying for that food then in extra money, because no preservatives equals less life of those products equals they got to sell them faster, and if they take a loss, they're going to offset that cost onto you. But that's literally how out of touch they are. And they're so afraid of these outrage mobs, these people who have no say in anything, that they bend over backwards. They will do everything in their power to please people, because how dare we lose 0.0001% of our sales in a year? And you think I'm joking. Do you remember MSG? You remember how there was a big scare about MSG? MSG's going to give you cancer? Well, it's still in the food. All they had to do was trick you dummies into thinking that it's all the MSG's gone. It's no longer there. It's not important. Meanwhile, all you do is one Google search, find a McChicken. Oh, what's that right there? MS fucking G. Because that's what marketers do. They're like, oh no, there's no more MSG in our products. Everything's clean and safe. They're worried mothers, oh god, we threw enough money into it until we fixed the problem. What, my Pepsi ad played in front of a terrorist video? Fucking YouTube, change it! So where does due diligence come in this? It basically comes down to creators kind of have a conscience and a moral code, so they're pissed off about that. It's kind of an insane thought to be like, all of these beauty companies, these makeup products, these beer companies, these smoking companies, everybody, they're just going to keep throwing money until something changes. And because they can't buy out the creators, they pay YouTube to fix the problem and say, okay, well, we're going to pay you the millions of dollars and you can give your creators a couple cents, giving them the pittance that they require to live. But if you step out of line, YouTube, we're fucking you right over because you're not doing what we said, motherfucker. And that's marketing. That's what these people do because they have so much control over money. And a great video/show, if you got Netflix or I think it's on YouTube, would be Adam Ruins Everything. Like, his show is really super over-the-top liberal and he misinforms a lot of details, but he really does cover a good amount of the facts. Because marketers and companies have successfully manipulated the public so brutally to the point where you think things that you shouldn't think. There's no rationale behind what you think half the time anymore. It's because marketers had enough money to change public perception to the point where you think it's a fact. So at the end of this whole long rant, what can you do to help? Because I'm sure there's people saying, well, I don't want to support these companies. I don't want to do this. What can you do? What really will be the best way that you can actually help creators and give them a fair price for what they're really worth? Fucking nothing. The best you can do to fully support your creators is to get YouTube Red. And even that, I really don't even suggest because apparently YouTube didn't get the fucking memo and they're going to start wasting their money. Because apparently we need fucking Kevin Hart and Will Smith on this platform. We got to pay them to be on the website where everyone's already at, Fuck, it's not like they're going to come here by their own volition in 5 years. No, we got to pay them to get them on here now. Stupid mother. And do not use those super chats, those join. The joins are good, but don't use them. It's the worst thing you can do. Because YouTube takes a cut. YouTube basically said, hey, we added a feature into a website we should have had at fucking purchase. And basically because we don't even know how to run our website and we don't know what the fuck we're doing, we're going to take a percentage of basically a minor transaction. That'll be in the description if you want to know exactly what I mean there. But YouTube's fucked. If you want to support creators, you ought to do 3 things. Buy their merch. People, you gotta support your creators. Merchandise is really one of the best ways and you get something from it. You get an actual physical product. And believe it or not, that's pretty rare these days. So you should always try to do that. Second, direct donations. None of this Patreon, none of this Super Chat, none of this other crap. Just donate to them directly via PayPal because that's one of the most effective things you can do, and you avoid giving these companies a percentage of your money to basically kind of screw you over to some extent. And if you want like that benefit of security or that kind of backup, then yeah, continue using something like your PayPal monthly transactions or your Patreons or your whatnot, because those are kind of secure. You have a good idea of security behind them. But know that those companies are taking a huge percentage for basically not much. And lastly, every YouTuber should have a website. You should always try to encourage YouTubers, hey, when are you making a website? When can I see or hear more from you? Every YouTuber should have their own website where they make dedicated content to the people who want to support them on their own website, because on this landscape of the internet where everything's controlled by a few of the conglomerates, the top people who make everything, you need to carve out your own space in this internet and do your own special thing, because what happens when it gets deleted like Alex Jones? You're going to have fucking nothing to fall back on. So tell your favorite creators, make a website, do a forum, have a way for me to communicate with you or see more or know more about you, because people like knowing more about their favorite influencers. So at the end of the day, YouTube's fucked and we're all gonna die.